We've talked to Handel, now we're on to Bach. So,
I lived in over 6 different cities in my lifetime. I played the organ more than any other instrument. I lived during the Baroque period. If you've been to a wedding, you will probably have heard my piece, Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring.
and now here is his song, all about him.
When you are talking about composers, you know there really is a lot. There's many you can choose from. Here's one I hope you haven't forgot. He's not a dog, but dream, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This man is Johann Sebastian Bach. He was a keyboard virtuoso. That means that Bach really knew how to rock. Then he had some formal lessons. His virtuosity was self-taught. Bach had about 20 little tots. He was a Baroque era hotshot. The lead singer of Skid Row. He's not. Here's the end, and it's all I got. Here's to you and Johann Sebastian Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach.
All right. So, he lived in Europe, which is right here. He lived in Germany, which is right here. But first, we got fun facts, which are Germany has 16 states, unlike the United States that has 50. Germany is the second most populated country in Europe, right behind France, I believe, or England. Soccer, or football, as it's known over there, is the most popular sport in Germany. And the cuckoo clock was also invented in Germany as well. There's Germany for you. Alright, we're going to start at the bottom to find Eisenach.
This is Zugspitze, the highest point in Germany. This is Ulm, home of Albert Einstein. This is Mainz, home of Johannes Gutenberg. This is Cologne. The famous cathedral here took over 600 years to build.
And that's where Bach lives, right there. The city contains the Narrow House, which is the narrowest house in Germany. It's not the smallest house, though. And it's only about 6.73 feet wide. Okay, so just a little bit wider than if Mr. Novacek would lie down from one side to the other. Bach was baptized in St. George Church. The church reformer Martin Luther translated the New Testament of the Bible into German while living there. And the city is known most famously for the Wartburg Castle. Alright, Bach was born on March 31st, 1685. From a very young age, he learned how to play the violin, harpsichord, and organ. He was around, 5 years old. In 1696 and 1695, he lived with his brother after his parents died in 1694. His brother's name was also Johann, but his name was Johann Christian Bach. In 1705 and 1760, after becoming an organist in Arnst, he decided to visit the great organist and composer Dietrich Buxtehude in Lubeck. And it was a 250-mile trip that Bach made completely on foot. Bach married his second cousin Maria Bach in the Church of Doring. They had 7 children. Some of them became famous composers, such as Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach, CPE Bach, which we will talk about later. The Czech Republic, back then it was Czechoslovakia. While on a trip to Carlsbad in 1720 with his new boss, Prince Leopold, Bach's wife suddenly passed away, so he married Anne Magdalena Wilk, and they had 13 more children, so he had 20 children in total. During this time, Bach wrote his famous Toccata and Fugue in D minor, which we'll listen to here in a few minutes. On May 5th, 1723, Bach became a cantor, or church music leader, at St. Thomas School and remained there for the rest of his life. On June 2nd, 1723, Bach Herz und Mund und Tat und Leben, or Heart and Mouth and Deed and Life, was first performed. The 10th movement of this piece is now famously known as Jesu, Joy of Men's Desiring, which is commonly used in weddings. In 1744, he wrote a book called The Well-Tempered Clavier, and these have influenced many composers after that. In 1750, Bach died. The reason why that year is so important is because Bach's death, which was on July 28th of that year, marks the end of the Baroque period and starts the classical period. That's very, very, very important. Alright, his great music. So we're just going to listen to one, and then I'm going to go through the quiz for you. Jesu, Joy Man's Desiring. And you know what? Let's go ahead and also listen to Toccata and Fugue in D minor. Okay, and here's the quiz real quick. What was the instrument Bach played most? It was the organ. Right here, organ. Bach was born in what country? Germany. What year was Bach born? 1685. What relative did Bach go live with in 1694? His brother, Johann Christian Bach. How many children did Bach have? A total of 20. The 10th movement of one of Bach's pieces is famously known as what? Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. Number 7. Bach lived during which musical period? The Baroque. And last is, how many miles did Bach walk to get to Dietrich? That was 250 miles. Let's check it. Alright, there we go. I will, you will see me, or at least my screen, on Friday, and we'll be listening to some good music. I will pick a music and then you will pick yours. Okay? So, see you soon.